All right, we are live. If you guys can hear us and see us, you should see us, our videos here and us down there. So
yeah, it worked. Lined it up.
Yeah, on the training. So should be fun. All right, so thank you guys for being here. Greatly appreciate it. Looks like everybody can see and hear us. We're gonna have a good time tonight, and we are going to share what we collectively, Alex and I, have been doing in our business here for a while now. And it's our secret weapon. We don't talk about it much. We haven't done a webinar, basically letting this out of the box, forever, because it's that good. And it's literally, it's not a marketing technique. So it's not like an RVM. It's not cold calling. It's not direct mail thing. It's not, it's not an AdWords thing or pay-per-click thing. It's not a marketing channel per se. It's not a marketing channel. It's something much bigger than a marketing channel that we're going to talk about. And I'm excited to talk about that. And it's literally gives you the edge in the marketplace. And I can tell you right now, there's a lot of stuff going on. I know you run the largest wholesaling Facebook group on the planet. How does that feel?
Amazing.
How many members do you have right now?
I think right at about 80,000 members.
80,000 wholesalers that are doing wholesalers?
80,000 members of wholesaling houses full time. Now, here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
It's all about the engagement, right? So I would say about 60% of those people are engaged. I'd have to look at the numbers on that, but yes, there's a large amount of people, and they're not just members. They're actually posting deals, talking back and forth, and sharing information. It's cool.
We just get set up. All right, guys, we are ready. You are going to discover a surprisingly simple but deadly secret weapon, and this is the secret weapon that will allow you to get contracts that nobody else gets, allows you to walk out with a contract for less than your competition is actually offered. They'll practically force you in the top 5% income earners by tripling the amount of deals you get, instantly eliminating a local competition by dominating the market, plus gain an unfair advantage when you say these two words. So don't say the two words, Alex, because
no, I just want to make sure that
the screen, two words, then they'll just be leaving the webinar. So you're going to discover how to triple your income without increasing your marketing budget. Huge advantage. Why is that so important right now? Because there's two ways to grow. You get better at conversion, or you get better at marketing. You spend more money and more dollars on marketing. The problem is, if you spend more dollars on marketing, what happens, Alex?
Your cost per deal goes up.
Yeah, cost per deal goes up. Your cost per lead goes up. So it takes two things to grow: conversion, and then actual strategic marketing. And you're literally learning how to surround your best sellers, how to dominate your local market instantly by eliminating all the competition with a secret weapon, how to gain overnight credibility, even if you're brand new and you've never flipped a house before. Credibility. People don't put a lot of cred on credibility, right? They don't do it. There is credibility is huge, because think about this. A seller, Alex, you and I sell houses, all day, every day. We do that every day, right? It's not, for us, it's no big thing. We'll sign a contract, don't even think about it. We're going to flip it, turn around, make whatever we're going to make, and then that's great, right? For a seller, they do this maybe once, twice, or maybe even 3 times in a lifetime. For them, it's a monumental commitment. And when they choose someone that they're going to do business with, there has to be credibility. And if that credibility is not built prior to meeting the seller, then literally you have a 15 to 30-minute window to build that credibility. It's incredibly difficult. So discover 2 simple but powerful words that will instantly attract more sellers and give you an unfair advantage. A detailed real estate market prediction. We're going to talk about the real estate market. I got a couple predictions from high-level people that are highly respected, and then I'm going to give our 2 cents. I've been in real estate for 15 years. How long have you been in real estate, Alex?
15 years, actually.
And plus, you're going to meet Frank and Robert, or Alex and Sean. No. Yeah. You're going to discover a dramatic monetary difference between two real estate investors. We're going to use this as an example between the two because we did testing between the two. Frank is using a secret weapon and Robert is not. Real quick about me, I don't want to spend a lot of time. I started the Flip2Freedom back in 2010 as a podcast and launched it. And there was really no podcast at the time that were open. They were actually online, started that and blew up to over 8 million listeners, 196 different countries. Phoenix Wholesale Homes is my primary business here in Phoenix. Bought and sold close to $200 million worth of real estate between land acquisition, big, large apartment complexes, and a lot of residential properties. 1-800-FAIR-OFFER. We just on one of our websites. Velocity Capital. Boardroom is one of the leading, actually one of the most elite boardroom masterminds. It's a high-level mastermind specifically for wholesaling. Also do large apartment complexes. Just closed on this actually a week ago. It is a 128-bed property right directly across from Columbus State University.
Wow.
We're in the process of building a 5,000-unit portfolio. I spent about 2 hours going through and underwriting 700 units that we're close to working on cutting a deal on right now. We're excited for.
Wow.
So that'll be close to if we can get it closed by the end of the year, which I think we will. That'll be close to 900 units purchased in 2018, which is exciting. So
really
we're going to do 1,000 units a year is the goal. So in 5 years, have 5,000 units, which is pretty exciting. So and then now I've got my man Alex JOUNGBLOOD. Right, he found the #1 solution to magnetically attract floods of motivated sellers, which we're going to talk about. How to instantly become the go-to investor in your marketplace. And Alex is a full-time, I'll let you tell your story, Alex, because you're a home builder, private lender, founder of Wholesaling Houses full-time, real estate investing mastery. You're famous for that.
Yeah, the podcast with Joe McCall.
That's cool. So you've been wholesaling now for 15 years, and you continue wholesale. Plus, you're actually building houses too.
The cool thing about wholesaling is that it's the basis for everything, but it's also something that you can scale really big, and you can do that through having the consistent marketing going on and things like that, because you're always coming across good leads. And then you can say, you know what, maybe I want to do new construction. Yeah, maybe I want to do a renovation. Maybe I want to keep this one. And it all comes back to wholesaling. And that's basically what I've done in my business. So I've taken deals and I'm like, well, maybe I could, instead of taking a 5,000 or 10,000 check, I can take this and put this in the hopper and make 40 or 50,000 or more, 100,000 even on some new construction deals if the numbers were just that good. So I've taken it to the new construction, small development, private lending type things. I don't have the type of portfolio that you have on the multifamily. I'm jealous of you, man, on that. I would like to one day have some multifamilies and things like that. So we'll see how that goes. Yep, and a lot of people probably know me from Wholesaling Houses Full Time. That is my Facebook group that started, like 8 years ago, I think. And maybe the time that we did this webinar for the first time, I think the members were only like 8,000 people, and now years and years later, we're 10x literally, to 80,000 people in it. So. But everything starts with wholesaling. So you've got to get your feet wet with wholesaling. And a lot of people on here, I think, understand that. But for those who are new on here, you really do have to get that through your head, because when you look at life and you understand the problems that life can throw at you, you really start to understand you're only one deal away from solving that problem. If you've got a $5,000 problem, well, go get a $5,000 deal. If you got a $50,000 problem, there's $50,000 deals out there. And it all starts with being able to wholesale and find those deals. And it's only limited to the amount of hustle and the amount of drive and focus you give it.
Right. I agree. Yep. I love it. So, and you got beautiful children, got a beautiful wife, built a brand new house. You just bought a boat.
Yeah.
So you got You've been a busy dude.
Yeah, yep. I've got my wife and 4 small kids. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is 10? He's
all
almost
under
10.
400 what? They're
What's
all
that?
under like, aren't the 4 kids under like 2 years old?
So I've got he'll almost be 10. He'll be 10 in November, but right now he's 9. So it goes 9, 8, 6, and 4.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So all under 10.
Yep.
That's
so
a handful.
We are busy. We adopt the slogan "For no more." That's where we're at right now.
Yeah. You got 2 people, they each got 2 hands, so that's it. 4 is done, right?
You got yeah exactly.
All right. So okay. All right, so let's talk about the current market, where we are in the market. This is incredibly important to understand where we are in the market. And we're going to talk about a market prediction, and then we're going to talk about how to capitalize on this market with the secret weapon we're talking about. So if you see over here, we have optimism, excitement, euphoria, then denial, then fear, then panic, then depression, hope, and optimism, right? This is a typical real estate market cycle. Well, you know, we've come from, if you look at where we've come from in 2007, 2008, 9, and 10, all the way up, there was denial. Denial was said 2000 or late 2007, early 2008. Washington Mutual crash. The stock market plummeted 700 points, every other day. And then it went into fear, like, holy cow, is this ever going to come back? The market was crazy, was insane. Panic. There was the panic of what's happening and what's going on. It was like craziness during this. I mean, if anybody was involved during that whole market cycle when the market crashed, and I mean, we're talking now 10 years ago when the market crashed, and then it went to depression. Then slowly it came up in hope in 2010, 11, optimism. And now we're sitting at between excitement and euphoria. Would you agree, Alex?
Oh yeah, it's amazing to see this because, like I said, I mean, 2008 is when I started wholesaling houses full time, right? And 2008 was 10 years ago, and that's when I got my full time start. Was in 2008, right? And it was at that bottom of that little
depression.
Depression. It literally was. And fun fact here is I actually started the name wholesaling houses full time started as wholesaling houses in a recession, and then I changed the name to wholesaling houses full time. But I started it back there in the depression, and when I got my full time start in 2008, and now we've actually been through these market cycles, and we're watching it unfold before our very eyes. And I mean, these things don't lie. This is dead on with what's happening right now.
Right. So we're literally between excitement and euphoria right now. And then we'll go through euphoria. We'll hit the top of the market. Real estate will be flying off. Inventory levels will continue to decrease. Houses, I mean, you almost can feel it now. If you've been in the market for a while, you can find a feel. The market's on fire. Inventory is low. Buyers are coming out like crazy. We have typically a slight pause through the summer, right? And then guess what? It heats up again. But the bottom line is we're in this space right here is where we're sitting, which then we know comes. So this right here is about 24 months, and what is a major, massive event that is happening literally 2 years from now?
I would say
would you call it a presidential
election.
Yeah. A presidential election that could either go one way which could be run by a real estate investor, right? Which we know that's currently in office, and whether you like him or not, the market has come back for real estate investors, and is what is been great. If he for some reason loses and a Democrat gets in office, it's very likely that the market could go south. Because of higher regulation and when it comes to all different areas, and then increasing taxes and stuff like that. So it could be. It's not a guarantee, obviously, but There are predictions that I'm going to show you here shortly from some of the top minds, in the country when it comes around finance, that say similarly within the next 24 months. So we've got about a 24-month window. Now, I don't want to scare you because this is a good thing. This is where you want to clean up. This is where you want to do as much business as possible. Stash cash, because look at that. Guess what? We're going to go through denial, fear, and panic. And guess what? It's going to have high opportunity is coming up here right now. High opportunity, right? And also I'm going to give you 3 things that will literally, which I studied the market crash, and that market crash on what the people that made it during the market crash in 2008 was one of the worst market crashes ever, and then how to not make the same mistakes I did during the market crash, and then what to do during a market crash and what not to do. So we're going to talk about that. So here's the recent health of the housing market. If you look at it right here, this is the value index. You can see from 2011, 2012, kind of bottom right there, and they're forecasting in 2019, 2020, a current, if you see that, that's called an uptrend. That's an uptrend in the market. We're looking at a 6.4% year-over-year percentage in appreciation. This is nationally. Obviously, when you get to a local market, it changes and it's different. We look at this right here, which is average days on the Zillow is plummeting. We're now on average days is 66 days on market. We have only 10.4% homes with negative equity, only 10%. If you go back to 2008, you had probably 60, 70%, 80% of the houses had negative equity. Look at this right here, 1.6 delinquent on mortgage, right?
Interesting.
1.6. Does that mean 1.6? 1.6, that is our distressed inventory.
Good luck at the auction.
Yeah, I know. Distressed inventory. There's very few distressed inventory. So you might be running into sellers right now that are saying, we want retail. I've got other options. I'm talking to other investors, and you've been on 10 appointments, and they're all saying they want retail or they want ridiculously high prices. Well, guess what we're going to talk about? How do you overcome that? How do you get those deals, right? And first off, you have to understand who. What your target market is, and once you understand that, it becomes very easy to get those deep discount deals. I mean, we've been averaging on some of the deals we've been doing, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 deals here in Phoenix, which is in properties are under $250,000. That's significant. If you look at right here, if you look at the rental, look at the rents. Rents are going up, right? They're actually gone up, and they're starting to go a little sideways right now. But look at that, rents have gone upwards to $1,442, which is insane. So the bottom line is the health of the real estate market is good, right? We're at a good health, but the window is closing very fast every single day. So what we have to do is, if we're brand new and we're sitting on the sideline, we have to get involved as fast as humanly possible. If we've been doing a couple deals and we're in our job, we have to position ourselves, because guess what? You don't want a job. You want to be full-time cranking at this, because when the market crashes, guess what? As wholesalers, we still have the opportunity to crush as wholesalers. And if you're a full-time guy and you want to crank this thing out, now's the time to not hold back. Not to put the feet on the brake and kind of be cautious. Now's the time to push the chips in. We have marketing channels that are just going full board right now. They're just crushing. So look at here. This is what the predictor is of our current speed of what we do as a wholesaler. And it all comes down to inventory. Inventory is the leading indicator of what we do and how we do it as real estate wholesalers, okay? So, and if you look at current inventory, right, in 2009, there was 12.2 months of supply, right? If you get down here in like 2005, look how low. There's like 3.5 to 4 months of supply back in 2005. And this is national average right here. This is national average of supply. we're sitting pretty much down the low right here with a little bit. We saw the little bit of rising inventory right here, but we watch our inventory in our market here in Phoenix every single month. We look at our inventories. I just spent some real time in digging deep into the inventory levels, and we look at back of where it was a year ago, where it was 2 years ago, where it was 10 years ago, and we kind of analyze where we are in the market. And I can tell you right now, to give you an idea, is that in 2005 in Phoenix, there was 5,000 units and the market was in euphoria. Why? Because the inventory shot to only 5,000 units, 5,000. The market was in euphoria. In 2008, we peaked at 50,000 units in 2008, right? So 2005, in 3 years, it went from 5,000 to 50,000 units on the market. And 50,000 units, 200,000 houses dropped to $20,000, $30,000, right? Crazy. Now, you might be in markets across the country, maybe in Virginia, maybe parts of Oklahoma, Indianapolis, parts of St. Louis, that didn't have these massive swings like Florida, California, Nevada, and Florida. But the bottom line is that inventory is the predictor of what happens in your market. If you can see July of 18 right here, we got 6.2. And it's actually come down so slightly on this number right here. So the health of inventory, we're sitting good, but it's something you have to watch every single month. Interest rates, this is incredibly important because this is how cost effective it is for buyers to come into the market. Donald Trump said today in an interview that they don't plan on raising rates dramatically because there's no signs of inflation. So What happens is if inflation increases, they have to raise the rates, right? But there's no signs of inflation, so they're going to keep rates low, to continue the robust economy. He just said that today. So the bottom line is rates are continued to be low. Under 5% is historically low, which is incredible. So housing market prediction. You're saying what do you do? You're sitting right now. Should you get in? What should you do? And this is where we're going to talk about strategy. And when it comes to either wholesaling, fixing and flipping, or buying and holding, right? Those are three different strategies that are all different depending on the current market cycle. So if I go back here, this is from Forbes. This basically says the fall elections of 2020 presidential election are on the people's minds. Everyone's eager to find out if Trump it's eager to buy and sell at the right time and under the Trump defeat could send both U.S. stock markets and housing markets crashing. The best guess is that Trump will win narrowly in the 2020 and keep protecting the fragile U.S. business startups. So market synopsis, U.S. housing market continues to grow with rising prices, new construction supporting by strengthening domestic economy. President Trump has plenty of options to boost economic forecasts in city housing markets from California to Texas and Florida. It is a seller's market across the country with persistent buyer demand, despite the gloomy housing crash forecast for the last 4 years, which has been missing the mark. Low supply continues to push properties higher. That's pretty significant. Here's another one from Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey is incredibly conservative. Prior real estate investor himself. Now he's obviously he's a best-selling author. He said, with most housing markets at low risk for a downturn, quote, the 2018 edition of the Housing and Mortgage Market Review estimated that home prices will continue to rise for the next couple of years with an annual increase of 2 to 6%. So if you're selling your house before 2020, you'll likely still make a great profit, okay? And then here, is the real estate market going to crash again with such rapid upward trends? Some are wondering if the housing market could collapse again. While it's impossible to know for sure, most experts expect rising prices to settle down over the next 24 months. For most cities, risk of crash in the market is low.
There you go.
Right? So the market is booming, right? So what does that mean for you? It means now is the time to capitalize on the market. The window is closing every single day as this timeline goes on, okay? Now, we're going to talk about wholesaling. We're going to talk about fix and flip. We're going to talk about buy and hold here. But an investor can get consistent deals, will maximize their opportunity. Fix and flip investors and wholesalers will be out of business unless they know how to use the secret weapon correctly and adapt to the marketplace. You have to adapt to the market. What does that mean? We'll talk about that. We have a small window of opportunity to change our family's financial future forever. So here's the thing, and we can talk about that, but we'll talk about these three different things. Can be used by a wholesaler. When it comes to wholesaling, Alex, in your opinion, when it comes to this market crash, how does the market crash affect your business and life as a wholesaler?
So from a wholesaler, it's not a big deal, right? And I understand this, because I'm invested in the long term in some of the new construction type things. I was watching those slides there where it was talking about how new construction is slowing down because of the slight adjustment in market rates. Like I said, I wouldn't want to be involved in long-term projects that are based over like a 1 to 2 year long-term hold kind of thing. Wholesaling is great because we just simply move when the market moves, So just like I said, we got our full-time start back in 2008, or I got my full-time start in 2008. It was at the bottom of the market. It was at the bottom of that little slide that you showed with the little up and down on it. All we did was buy for a lower price and assign for a slightly higher price. We just simply adjust our position in the market. That's the best way to do it because it's not something where we're committed financially to it. It's a simple adjustment of stepping down in value.
Your offer price just gets lower. So on a $100,000 house, instead of offering maybe 70,000, 75,000, 65,000. Now you're offering 30,000, 32,000, 35,000, and it's still $100,000 house. The only difference is as the market is going and there's less demand and there's more inventory, you now as a buyer can dictate what price you're going to offer. And guess what? If a seller needs to sell, and the quote is needs to sell, and you're the guy that's buying, you can name your price, especially if there's 5 other doors down the street going for 60 grand. And even though it's a $100,000 house, you can offer 30 and you can get that deal done. So the only difference is your offer becomes lower instead of selling it for, $80,000, right? Because you got 10 people wanting to buy it. Now instead you get it for 32 and you sell it for 42.
I mean, this is why wholesaling is so powerful, because if I use the new construction illustration again, if I bought something with the intent of selling it for 280,000 and the market slips away from me at that time, and now I got to sell for 220,000, that could be detrimental, quite detrimental. I mean, I think you had a land experience where you had a little bit of a difficulty there. Holding land through a market cycle, and then on the flip side of it, it just didn't turn out so hot for you. And you can tell us more about that if you want. But all you do is adjust your position. That's really the best way to put it. Adjust your position in the market, and you can do that. You can move very quickly and nimbly as a wholesaler when you can't when you're stuck holding something.
Right. So great example, and awesome for sharing. That's perfect. So fix and flip investor. Fix and flip investor is where you're buying a property, you're investing a bunch of money into it, you're turnaround going to sell it, and obviously a buyer is going to come and they're going to use conventional financing and buy it at retail or close to retail. So when the fix and flip market, as we're entering the next 2 years, short-term projects, just like you said, you're talking a 6-month window where you can buy property and fix it up. And our fix and flip model, we do fix and flip properties, is we have to have a minimum of $100,000 spread on our worst case scenario. So we have a best case, most optimistic, we have a most likely, and we have a worst case scenario. If our worst case scenario yields $100,000 profit with all of our numbers in here, then we pull the trigger, we move forward on that property. Now, as a wholesaler, we get to look at all the best deals and figure out which ones have the big spreads, and then we can wholesale everything else out. And the ones that get the big spreads, we can fix and flip and be protected, because even if we come down 50 grand on a property, right, on our worst case scenario, we can still sell it, make a $50,000 profit, and we're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
So same with you, like building houses right now, you're not building houses that it's going to take 2 years to build. You're going to be in and out with probably 4 to 6 months, I suspect.
6 to 9 months. Yeah. And even that's not the most comfortable, but it is what it is. But yeah, but we're buying to where I mean, I've got one right now that we're in the process of selling, and if it sells for the price that we're at now, we'll make $120,000. So if I wanted to press the red button and get out, I could reduce $60,000 and still make $60,000. So it's fine.
Exactly. So now buy and hold. This is incredibly important. And listen, if you don't remember anything from this webinar, remember this. Okay. I made a huge mistake. I owned 120 portfolio property, $36 million. In 2000, I built it 2004, 2003, 2004, and 2005. I sold it at the height of the market in 2005 to investors that were flocking into the market with this euphoria into the market that wanted inventory. They wanted real estate. This euphoria, inventory was low. They just wanted to get their hands on something. We sold all of our properties, 120 units, for literally at the top of the market, right? We had appraisers come in, they appraised them, they purchased them, they bought them, they held on to them, and they owned them. But I made millions and millions of dollars during that time. And now I had a choice to invest the money into something, right? So we invested into large land projects, right? I own 28 acres here, 138 acres here, another 10 acres there, another 8 acres there. You know what I mean? That we're doing. I was meeting with vice mayors. I was going to city council meetings. I was meeting with the neighborhoods to get zoning passed. I was doing general plan amendments. I was meeting with civil engineers. It was crazy. And I got away from the core, which was wholesaling, which generates cash, and I moved into, because I thought it was big for my britches. And I was meeting with all these, vice mayors. You
felt pretty big driving around to those council meetings and thinking you were going to be Mr. Big Developer.
I had 4 or 5 attorneys on staff that were $600 an hour that were, doing all the zoning coordination and writing back and forth. It was ridiculous, right? Wow. So what happens is the market crashed. Now, what was the problem, right? What was the problem? Now, I never filed bankruptcy, never anything like that. Luckily, none of the loans we had on those were personal guaranteed. They're all asset guaranteed. We paid higher rates, but I lost millions of dollars. But one thing that came out on the other side was that I dug in and really studied who made it, right? And I'm in Phoenix, one of the worst, biggest up and down markets ever. And what happened is I looked at everybody that made it, everyone that had success, everyone that had sustained through the market, even though it was a bloodbath for most people, and then people that got crushed, and why. And it came down to 3 things. And here, you want to write these 3 things down? you basically write them down. Number 1,
worth the price of admission.
this is it. This is 15 years with you, 15 years, 30 years of experience, and how you can capitalize on it. Number 1, right? The number 1 thing, always buy for cash flow. Always buy for cash flow. So my land projects had 0 cash flow. I was just pouring money into them to get them developed and turn them in from agricultural to lots, where those lots could turn around and sell to builders. So I didn't buy for cash flow, and I got stung. The people that bought for cash flow did well. Number 2 is you don't buy for appreciation. You don't buy to buy a property and hoping it's going to appreciate that you can sell it, right? You don't buy it where you can force appreciation and sell it. You buy it for the cash flow today, and you look at it to where you can add some value to it, but the whole business plan isn't revolved around the appreciation of the property. Because what if it doesn't appreciate and now you have to exit? You're screwed. The third thing and most important thing is long-term debt. If you have long-term debt on your property, long-term debt, 10-year, 15-year, 30-year debt on your property, guess what? If you have cash flow, right, you're not buying for appreciation, and you have long-term debt, you can sit out you can sit out. So everyone I interviewed, talked to, met with, networked with, looked at, books I've read, everything I studied during this, who made it? That was the question. Who made it during the crash? It was guys that owned apartments, multifamily units, right? Owned houses with no mortgages, or they owned storage units, mini storage units, right? Where they had mini storage. And those are the guys that made it. And they had long-term debt. They had cash flow. And and they didn't buy for appreciation. If it went up, great. If it went down, it didn't matter. They didn't have to exit. They weren't forced to exit. And that is the secret going into this market. Now, the question becomes, and people ask me, well, why are you buying apartments right now? Because I'm positioning myself for the downturn, right? Positioning. I'm raising capital. I'm building relationships. I'm getting good relationship with lenders. And all the property we just purchased and the properties we're currently purchasing, they all cash flow from the start. There is no business plan model that's going to have appreciation, and they all have long-term debt, right? So during a crash, if there is a crash coming up, guess what? We can sustain through the entire project with no problem. So that's what I'm talking about, and that is how right now, and that's just a little tangent where it's it's probably has nothing to do with this, but it actually does.
That's real world example of, this isn't willy-nilly type stuff we're talking about. I mean, this is something you really have to take seriously, and you need to plan for the future. And that's exactly what this webinar is about.
Yeah, because here's the thing is that you're becoming a wholesaler and understanding that's your core business model. That generates a ton of cash, will give you the ability to purchase and syndicate apartment complexes. You can buy houses free and clear, and you could hoard cash right now, keep your lifestyle to a minimum. You don't have to buy Lamborghinis, you don't have to buy Ferraris, you don't have to buy a big old gigantic, whatever. You can turn around, hoard cash, put it away, and then when the market does crash, literally you can set you and your family up forever.
Yeah.
Right? Forever. And see, I got 2 daughters, right now, and I want to set them up so they never have to worry about money ever, right? And all they can do is worry about what their passion is. My daughter loves to sing. My other daughter wants to be a nurse, but I don't want to have her worry about money. She can do what she loves to do because she loves to do it.
That's awesome. That's huge. That's a great why.
Yeah, it is a great why. So what is the secret weapon? What will do for you? It'll attract 3 times more motivated sellers without spending the money on marketing. You'll attract the right seller ready to sign a deal. Will automatically separate you from all the other investors, right? What happens is you'll be alone. You'll be alone from everybody else. It will immediately and instantly separate you. Will provide all resources you need to run a successful real estate investing business done for you. It will provide a clear-cut direction, eliminate all the guesswork, and gain 100% clarity on who you are, what you represent, and what you do, right? You're able to own your market. Own your market. It eliminates all competition for anybody in the marketplace, right? The seller that needs to sell, they will call you first every time. The referral business is insane. Plus, top 5% income earner overnight. So we're going to give you an example of 2 different tests that we've done. So, and we're doing it in an illustration for a fun manner, Frank and Robert. So we're going to dissect each of their businesses. Frank is using the secret weapon. Robert is not. So meet Robert. Robert's not using the secret, right? It kind of looks like Alex, right, in a suit. So this is Alex. This is Robert's business model. He's a fix and flip investor at heart, but likes to wholesale properties that do not fit his criteria. He also likes to cherry pick properties to hold them for his own portfolio. Okay, so he's a fix and flip investor, wholesales some properties, and he gets to cherry pick some properties for a portfolio. There's a lot of people on this line that might be wholesalers. You've done some fix and flip, or you're a fix and flipper, and you've got a couple wholesale deals, and you might like it. So you might fit right in this model. So Robert's deal source, he typically normally gets them from the MLS, auction, maybe direct mail campaigns, bird dogs, or other wholesalers, right? So he's a fix and flipper. So he doesn't spend a lot of his time on marketing and figuring out new marketing strategies or a way to get more. He typically has an agent that finds deals on the MLS for him. He either has someone go down the auction, he gets properties for him. He does maybe a couple direct mail campaigns here and there, bird dogs. But he's been killing it since now because there's been less competition, right, in the marketplace. Robert's been spinning his wheels because Robert's deal source is dried up. MLS, he can't get any good deals because there's too much competition. Offers are being bid up right now. Prices are getting pushed way too high by hedge funds at auction. Direct mail, the call volume has dropped dramatically by sellers, and sellers want more money, right? We're seeing in Phoenix a 0.004% response rate. Calculate that. On 100,000 units, you're going to get what? 40 calls? Maybe, right? If that's 0.004. Or 10,000 calls, you're going to get 40, right? 10,000, I don't know, whatever. It's not a lot. Bird dogs aren't getting any deals anymore. Other wholesalers are asking too much for their property. So he's spinning his wheels, trying to get deals, and he's got his contractors waiting, sitting in the wing, and even if he wants to keep his contractors busy because they're going to work with somebody else. Robert wants to get more leads and close more deals. He's not a good internet marketer and has no real online presence. He doesn't know how to surround his best sellers with the right message. Plus, when he meets the seller, he's not 100% confident in the process to get the deal signed. He also has no follow-up systems or anything in place to bring sellers back to the table. Robert's frustrated because it's taking too long, and he needs deals now. He's got people waiting in the wind. The deals are coming out are more thin, and he's trying to figure out how he can get deals. I mean, the margins are pushing because wholesalers are pushing prices up because there's more buyers coming into the market, more buy and hold buyers, right? So the margins are tightening, the risk becomes high, and he knows he needs to get deals direct to seller, but that's another whole business model he's not even sure how to adopt. So Robert hits a wall, right? Can't land a good deal if his life depended on it. Robert's starting to panic. He can't find good deals. He's getting outbid by the competition. The traditional avenues of securing properties dried up or cost higher than expected. He knows the market's on fire. He knows it. Inventories are low, but he can't make any money because the deals are getting scooped up before him, and before he can get a chance to get them. Is Robert out of business? That's an interesting question because as the marketing becomes too expensive, as the cost per lead rises, as the competition comes in and you go to an appointment, you go to 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 appointments and you're not getting contracts, or you're having to bid so high it doesn't make sense, you can't run a business like that, right? So what do you do? Well, here's, let's meet Frank. Here's Frank's business model. Frank mostly wholesales properties to cash buyers. He might fix and flip a property here or there only if there's a ton of equity in the property. He also is building a property portfolio that produces cash flow and appreciation. Frank is doing more business today than ever, right? Frank's crushing it. So Frank works on his business versus in his business. That's a huge thing. There are people right now that you don't have a team of people, you don't have an acquisition manager, lead manager, maybe you have a VA that's kind of helping you and stuff like that. But you're hustling around, running around, doing everything in your business. You're talking to sellers, meeting buyers, going back and forth, and you're not able to work on your business strategically. You're just hustling around. So because Frank has ample cash flow, he is able to hire exceptional talent, people to manage his business. That is a key. If, like I said, I run one of the most successful masterminds with Kent Clothier. We have some very high-level elite wholesalers that are doing ridiculous amount of numbers. And you ask them, what is one of their biggest assets? Their team. Hiring strategic rock stars is huge. So this allows Frank to spend more time working on his business than in his business. He has time to develop more strategies and spend critical time on important tasks that produce the most amount of revenue. Frank has complete control. He's getting RVM lead machines, getting $43 a lead, 714% ROI. Auction, he doesn't waste his time with that. Postcards to select lists. His phone is ringing off the hook with the right magnetic marketing secret weapon. Bird dogs here and there, other wholesalers sometimes, online leads, yes. He has an online presence and getting leads coming in 24/7, cold calling, yes. All these different avenues to be able to get deals. Frank knows exactly what he's doing. Frank spends less money and is doing more deals. Why? Because Frank is following 3 steps needed to close more deals far less than the competition is paying on a cost per deal. So here's the thing. If you don't know your cost per deal, that's a major KPI. How do you figure out cost per deal? The total marketing spend, right? It takes you to get a deal. Well, you got to know the cost per lead. How many leads does it take to convert into a deal, right? Leads per deal. So if you're looking at it, you're saying, hey, it takes me 25 leads to get a deal, and each lead is $100, right? It's $2,500 to get a deal. It's $2,500 cost per lead. Now, that's not bad, What becomes bad is if you don't know and that it takes 25 leads to get a deal, and you're spending $300 and $400 on a cost per lead. So now let's do the numbers, right? You got cost per lead. What is that? It's $300 times 25. Now it's $7,500. But what if your average deal size is $8,000?
That's a problem.
$7,000. There's a problem. Well, the problem is people don't know. That means you've got a lot of activity going on, but you're wondering, why is there nothing in my bank account?
You get an $8,000 check. You're like, yay, $8,000.
You post it on Wholesaling Houses full time. But then your conversion rate's 1 in 25. You're paying $300 a lead. And listen, I'm telling you right now, we're seeing $361 cost per lead on Google. We're seeing a $380 cost per lead on direct mail, right? But our conversion rate is significantly lower on those because we have a system in place and a process in place to convert deals, which is this right here. Number one is pre-frame. He understands how to pre-frame the seller. So let me ask you a question. You're watching this webinar right now. You're doing deals. You've done deals. You want to get into the business. You want to get started right. You want to do this. Are you pre-framing your seller? And if you're going, what the heck is pre-framing? Right? We talk about this at our masterminds and stuff like pre-framing. What is pre-framing? Pre-framing is incredibly important, and what happens before the appointment is important. So before the appointment, basically Frank is surrounding his perfect clientele, meaning his perfect clientele not only gets a direct mail piece, maybe 1, 2, or 3 from him, right? And then they're seeing that then they're on Facebook and they see you there on Facebook. Then they see you on Google because they're doing a Google search. Then you see them in their Gmail account as they're opening up their Gmail. And then they're going to see you on TV if they're watching TV, right? What happens is you're surrounding your clientele, your perfect avatar clientele, with the right message even before you show up at the appointment. Now, if you do that, we talked about it earlier, what is one of the critical factors of getting a seller to sign with you at a lower price than all your competition? What's the word? Remember what it is? It's called credibility.
Credibility.
Right? Credibility. If you have no credibility walking in, if you have no pre-frame going in, right, that means you have literally 15 to 30 minutes to try to build credibility. And if they've seen me everywhere, and a seller, we talked about it earlier, sells their house maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 houses in an entire lifetime, it's the biggest thing, biggest decision, biggest thing that they will do in a lifetime. They're not going to pick some Joe buys houses or Fred, Joe buys house or whatever. They're going to want someone with credibility that they trust. And it comes down to this, right? And we'll talk about it. I'm going to talk about how to pre-frame. Second is they follow what's called a 9-step seller conversion sequence. There's a specific sequence that it takes to get deals converted. It's 9 steps. We have sales guys. They have an iPad presentations that take them through the 9 steps. They have the repair sheets on their iPad that's calculate. They have offer sheets that are done automatically, and they have all their contracts in DocuSign. When our guys walk in and they're talking to sellers, they are professionals, right? They're professionals, and they're going in and they're walking the house and they're giving, and they have massive pre-frame credibility. And then they walk in the house and they have an authority, and they're walking through the house and they're giving offers and they're getting contracts. I mean, we got 8 contracts just last week, right? That came in, right? I mean, huge. I mean, not huge, but I mean, it's like just 8 contracts last week. That's a normal week for us, right? Managing 8 contracts a week, that's a lot of deals. That's 20, 30, 40 deals a month coming in. That's sometimes we get more, sometimes we get less. His follow-up sequence is dialed in, and it's where he's getting 3 to 5 contracts a week via follow-up. So the other question becomes, when you're meeting the seller, are you following a specific sequence? Do you understand their personality type? Do you understand how to cater and negotiate with that personality type? Are you filling out a repair sheet correctly that makes it logical with the seller? Are you able to overcome the 16 most common objections? Are you using an iPad presentation that gives you credibility and gives you, obviously gives you clout and also more documentation when you're talking to a seller? Right? How do you do that? And when you're doing that and you're negotiating, are you able to close the gap? right? Are you pre-framing now on what's going to happen next in the transaction, right? So if you're doing all that through the 9-step seller conversion sequence with these sellers, you'll get those deals done. The other thing is the follow-up sequence is incredibly important. Follow-up is huge. What you do after the appointment is almost as important what you do before the appointment. We have a very systematic follow-up sequence that we do when it comes down to compliance calls that we do every single Friday. When it comes to email sequences we have set up, we have text messages sequence we have set up, we have direct mail campaigns that go out to these sellers. And the bottom line is this, is that we are not, so when you understand the process, and I'm giving you a lot of information right now, which might be overwhelming or not, but I'm just trying to tell you there's a science to this and it works. And basically, there is a seller decision timeline. I can't get too far into it. I don't want to get too detailed into it. Alex knows it inside and out. A seller decision timeline where a seller starts the process of wanting to sell, and then they make a decision. There's a timeline that happens. And if you meet them in the 3rd, 4th, 5th day or week, whatever, when they're thinking about selling, and you make no communication with them when they're about to make the decision, you lose. So my question becomes, what are you doing within that seller decision timeline that's putting you in front of the pack? And if the answer is nothing, you don't have a follow-up sequence in place during the seller decision timeline, then you're losing deals. And you're losing them to people like me and Alex that have been in the business that understand process emphatically. So that's that. So Frank found the golden key. Imagine being like Frank. You can come and go as you please. And you are the go-to investor in your market. You'll never have to worry about cash flow because you'll have access to more deals. You'll have buyers calling you because you have the best deals in town. I mean, we put a property out, one of our properties out recently. I mean, literally floods of calls came in. Huge deal. I mean, it just happens. So Frank finally found the free. I mean, if you're on our email list, you'll see we have 4 and 5 and 6 and 8 properties going out a day, and these are deals we're getting in daily. Imagine if you could be like Frank. Frank has the time to do what he wants to do. Imagine if you have a business like Frank producing $100,000 a month or more without his influence, right? He runs it by a 90-minute Monday morning meeting because he has a strategic team in place. Imagine having freedom that you'll never have to worry about that money again and travel anywhere you want with who you want with your family. That's what I'm talking about. That is the secret weapon, right? So what's the secret weapon? This new secret weapon will take the nation by storm, and we've kept it hidden literally for a handful of years, and will allow investors to own their markets and laugh all the way to the bank. So introducing Alex. What is this?
1-800-FAIR-OFFER.com.
1-800-FAIR-OFFER. So what the heck is 1-800-FAIR-OFFER? Well, and why does 1-800-FAIR-OFFER work? It allows you to become the #1 go-to investor overnight by magnetically attracting more sellers than all your competition guaranteed. Listen, this is not an RVM. This is not cold calling. This is not a specific direct mail piece. This is not a Google AdWords campaign. This is an overall branding. And I want to make my point here. We're going to talk about it here in a second. Here's a deal that recently came in off Oak Street, 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Arcadia, retail value $375, contract price $170, wholesale price $242, $72,000 profit. All of our deals come in from 1-800-FAIR-OFFER. So why does this work so well, right? And we're going to talk about branding and why branding works so well. It increases response rate 20 to 50%. Let me ask you a question. Would you rather do business with Amazon or some random site? Right? And see, what happens is it's not about pay-per-click advertising. It's not about ringless voicemail. It's not about direct mail, because Amazon does direct mail. Amazon does pay-per-click. Amazon does ringless voicemail. Amazon does all sorts of banner advertising, marketing, retargeting, all sorts of stuff. Has nothing to do with that. Why do you do business with Amazon? Because of the brand. It's because of the brand. Guess what? They increase response rates 20 to 50%. If you get a letter in the mail or a coupon in the mail from Amazon, right, and you get it from some random site, Which are you going to pick? Just think about it. Think about you. Your buying habits right now. Are you going to buy from some random site? Maybe you will. There's a percentage that will. That's interesting. A percentage that will. Marketing campaigns are more efficient, more effective because it blankets. Our guys have 1-800 shirts. Our 1-800 Fair Offer shirts. They have 1-800 Fair Offer business cards. They have 1-800 Fair Offer presentation. They have 1-800 Fair Offer contracts, right? Everything. We answer the phone 1-800 Fair Offer. We do everything in 1-800 Fair Offer. It's a consistent all the way through. It's our big brand that all of our marketing channels are deployed from.
It's exponential. I mean, when you say 20 to 50%, it's just everything just builds one right on the other, whether it's, whether you're calling from a cold calling standpoint, whether it's direct mail, whether it's online, whether it's responding to RVM, whatever it is, you are exponentially increasing that response rate by hitting it from so many different angles rather than a bunch of just disjointed attempts. It brings it all together and really does so. And that's the reason why it works so well.
I did a conference call on Monday with one of the leading marketing experts in the country. And he has a huge, massive online agency, and this is what he does for a living. He said that if you hit someone from 3 different channels, just 3, right? He said it exponentially increases the more channels you hit them from. The response increases 300%. 300%. Yeah. So if you hit them with direct mail, they see you on Facebook, 1-800 Fair Offer direct mail piece, and then 1-800 Fair Offer on Facebook, a 1-800 Fair Offer TV ad, a 1-800 Fair Offer Google retargeting, or they see you in 1-800 Fair Offer in their Gmail account, right? And you completely surround them with your messaging. It exponentially increases your response rate, and none of your competition can compete, period. So, and look at this, 84% higher recall rate. What is the recall rate versus regular phone number? So think about it.
Yeah, here's an example. So if you like to go on cruises, right, Sean?
Yeah, of course.
You got Royal Caribbean. 1-800 Royal Caribbean is the phone number, right? And you could go on a cruise, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, whatever it is. What if there was a cruise line company that had no name, and they offered you what they said was the same cruise, and it would be for $2,000, but it was with Joe's Cruise Line? which one would you go?
Yeah, so when it comes to brand, it's huge, but I think this is talking about, look at 84% higher recall rate. So what does that mean? If you have a number that you're advertising, 3429644, right? People aren't going to remember, 3429644. They're not going to remember it, but they're going to remember 1-800 Fair Offer.
Very
right?
easy.
So the recall rate's higher, 84% higher than a regular phone number because 1-800 Fair Offer. You just got to remember 1-800 Fair Offer. It's a 84%. Instant brand recognition. They're simply unforgettable, stronger present. Consumers are 3 to 4 more times likely to contact a company with a vanity number versus a regular number. Increased repeat word of mouth and referrals. We have a huge referral business in our business because people are referring, they do a deal with us, they're happy about it, and they refer us, right? Prestige factor, right? It elevates you above everybody else in your business. Phone number retention increase. So remember, right? So you got a recall rate, you got a retention. So if you look at that, you're going, hey, you're going to retain the number. What's that company's name? Fair Offer, 1-800 Fair Offer, and you give them a call. So credibility and prestige, right, all the way around. So why does that work so well? So if you look at it, what are the 2 magnetic words that attract sellers? Fair Offer. It's in your brand. It's your brand. It's who you are. Who are you? What do you do? We give people fair offers, right? What do? We buy and sell houses, right? Buy and fix them, sell houses.
1-800 Fair Offer.
Well, it's who you are, it's what you do, and it's how you do business, right? And look at this. Here's some test results on 25,600 units mailed. Interestingly enough, you have branded, right? We've got about 120 responses. We got unbranded 136 because there's curiosity in the unbranded. Both got 5 deals. Now, interesting. Why would I show you this? Because it looks like, well, there's no difference between branded and unbranded. It's Amazingly different. And here's why. Amazing finding. You can hit the same list from a branded approach and an unbranded approach, meaning there are certain segments of the population that will respond to branded, right? And there's certain will respond to unbranded. You can double your business by attracting a different segment of sellers. Which would you prefer, right? Q&A, on that, which you prefer. So the bottom line is, if you look at it right here, is that and we've tested multiple direct mail different campaigns, and we'll hit a branded approach, then we'll hit an unbranded approach, and we will pull complete different sellers out of the exact same list coming from two different approaches, right? Have you ever been to the grocery store and they have Selsun Blue, but they have Selsun Blue and it's all the way down the aisle, right? They have it for oily hair and dirty hair and long hair and short hair and hair and yellow hair, right? They have it all the way down the line.
They own the shelf. The shelf space.
I know they own the shelf. Right? It gives you more options. So would you prefer to do business with Amazon, right? Or some random Shopify site, right? If they're going to sell the exact same thing, even if Amazon is a higher price, which would you prefer? Why? Because of brand loyalty, brand recognition. Would you prefer groceries? These ones are like a small public market, right? Some people might say, oh, I just want a small public market, but something on a daily basis, it's a go-to place you go.
What if you could own both of them?
Yeah, exactly. What about insurance, right? Small insurance. Now, this is important. What about your investment? Where do you put your money, right? Do you want some small-time, no-name, or do you want someone larger that has a track record, history, stuff like that? It's the ultimate positioning strategy. You can market to both branded and unbranded. You get more deals from the same list of prospects, attract sellers that no other investor will attract, double, even triple your income, business in a box, just a push of a button, right? So here's the thing. And let's go back and look at some of these results right here. So if we look at this, and let's say if we have we take this test and we annualize it, 307,000 postcards, right? 5 deals times 12 months equals 60 deals. Let's say you average $7,000 per deal. It's a $420,000 in revenue, right? 420,000 from the exact same list. You pull unbranded and branded. That's an $840,000 profit, right? So you doubled your revenue just by just mailing the exact same list and pulling out different sellers out of the segment. Now let's talk about, this is important right here, pay-per-click advertising. Google AdWords is incredibly important. It's if you're not online doing Google AdWords, you're missing out on some of the best deals. But here are 2 different campaigns. One that is a unbranded campaign and one that's branded, right? Look at the response rate of the branded, 25%, conversion rate versus a 4.98 conversion rate. You got 39 conversions versus 16. We got $26 average cost per click. We got 18 over here. And look at this right here. $104 per conversion versus $375.97 per conversion. That's a massive difference. So on an online world, the online world, it's a massive difference when it comes from marketing from a branded standpoint and an unbranded standpoint. So in this, you would not do both, right? You would abandon branded and you would only do branded. You would not do unbranded, you'd only do branded. Whereas direct mail, you can pull different segments out, right? So if we look at this, average gross profit 10,000, 1 deal equals 8 leads, PPC campaign over 12 months. Unbranded PPC, you got 192 leads divided by 8, 24 deals times 10,000, that's 240. 1-800-FAIR-OFFER PPC campaign, 507 leads divided by 8, 63 deals or $630,000 in revenue. Look at that. Look at the difference in that. It's huge, right? So if I look at this Google AdWords, annual difference, 240, $72,000 cost, 168 net profit. That's the cost of a unbranded campaign. So you net in your pocket 168,000 in this campaign, right? If you look at this, 630, 55,000. So you spend 25,000, 20,000 less, and you make 4 times more revenue as your net profit, $630,000, right? $55,000 spend, huge. And that's from Google AdWords, right? So Google AdWords, PPC,
adding a branded approach.
Right. So you get annual difference, 575 net revenue, 1-800 for offer, 168,000 unbranded. That's a 407,000 proven, tested results differential between having a unbranded campaign versus a branded campaign. It's a $407,000 differential. Huge. That's a no-brainer, right? So if I keep going, side-by-side comparison. Let's say this, he mails 153,000 postcards to niche lists, cost him 50,000, gross annual revenue 420, right? Unbranded PPC campaign cost 72,000, annual revenue 168. So if you look at his business, it total cost him 122,000, total gross annual revenue 588, net revenue $466,000. That's not bad. Now, that could be a brand new person getting started, right? It could be a guy that's doing a couple deals, but guess what? Or it could be a guy going full time. The bottom line is, could this get you out of their business? Yes, it could. So that's not bad. Those are people right now, you're doing this in your business right now, and you're wondering, how do I become more efficient? How do I spend less money? And how can I make more money? That's the question, right? How can I spend less and make more, right? Or spend more and make more, but do it strategically. So here's over 12 months, 307,000 postcards. Now he's gonna do branded and unbranded. Cost 101,000. Gross annual revenue 840. Unbranded PPC cost 72. Gross revenue 168. 1-800 fair offer campaign 55. Gross revenue 630. Right. So that's his business. Cost 228. Total gross revenue 1.638 million. Net revenue 1.4 million. What would that do for your business? Right? People go, how do I make $1 million in this business? Here you go. This is it right here. That's the formula, right? Obviously, you got to convert deals. You got to get into sellers' houses. You got to meet and make offers. You know? But the bottom line is, that's how it monetarily it breaks down. So if you look at it, if you look at the net revenue, you've got A, right? Boom. That's a big, big difference. So here's Andy McFarland from Salt Lake City, Utah. Lead came in 1-800 fair offer, $90,000 cash offer, sold for 105. First 3 weeks, total profit 15,000. Right, he's a 1-800 fair offer customer. Jason Murphy. Here's the latest 1-800 fair offer postcard campaign, 70,393.71. He's ready to go. 34,000 postcards going out. Greg from Nashville, 1-800 fair offer campaign, $21,000 cash offer, sold for 32. 2 weeks, $11,500. 1-800 fair offer in Nashville, Tennessee. Richard from Duval County. Lead came in 1-800 fair offer co-stars, 67,000, 73 sale, 4 weeks, total profit 5,253. Not bad. So this is this. Now when we talk about TV advertising, what if with the 1-800 fair offer you could get on AMC, A&E, TLC, ESPN, ESPN2, Fox, Fox News, HGTV, Travel, the Food Network, NASDAQ, Bloomberg, CNN, CNET, ESPN, right? All the MTV, the Today Show. What if you could get on all these right here, and you could geo-target? Look at, I got Phoenix, Phoenix AZ, Mesa, Scottsdale, Glendale, Tempe, Peoria. These are where my TV ads will go. And this is another way to surround. But what happens with TV ads? First off, people think they're incredibly expensive. They're not, right? We're going to do it. We have a whole entire training on this. And it costs, typically, if you go on a website to do TV ads, the typical cost for video, right, to do this is anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000 to get a professional video recorded for your business. We've professionally recorded 1-800 fair offer videos that you can use in your business. It's the same videos that I use in my business, right? Which is cool. We have ones from females, we have ones from men, we have all sorts of different, we have like 10 different videos. You can pick from 3 that you can use and upload in your business, which is killer. TV advertising. I bet a lot of you right now are not on TV because you're not surrounding. But if you exponentially. You surround it. It basically impacts all the marketing because they see you on Facebook, they see you on TV, they see you, with their direct mail campaigns, and it gives you that instant super credibility when you walk in the house. You get contracts, right? So 1-800-FAIR-OFFER. So here's what we're doing, is that we are offering licensees, right, a person to own 1-800. How would you like to own 1-800-FAIR-OFFER? How would you like to have a 1-800-FAIR-OFFER vanity number that goes right directly to your company line? How would you like to have a 1-800-FAIR-OFFER website that's already pre-built for you? What if you'd like to implement our $1.3 million Google AdWords campaign that can be set up and going in the next 24 to 48 hours where you could be getting leads in instantly from Google going directly to the 1-800-FAIR-OFFER website? You don't have to build a website. It's already done. It's already set. You can customize
by
it.
City, everything.
You can optimize it by city, by everything. It's the latest cutting, technology for SEO, which is phenomenal. But we are looking for a select people. We have counties that are already taken across the country that people have been using for years, and we have counties that are open. Well, we have open counties, and that's why we're doing this right now, to see if you want to be a licensee. So we have, not to become a licensee, we basically have a process where we're not looking for everybody. We want to talk to people to make sure they're the right people and the right fit because we don't want people to buy a county, and we're going to talk about this, and sit on it and do nothing, right? We want people to help build the brand and help us blow it up. So 9 fast action bonuses. 1 is we do a bi-weekly deal evaluations called Deal or No Deal. We get on and do bi-weekly deal evaluations with you. We have unlimited access to Apple-like support, right? We have a support team that that's phenomenal, that helps out with every aspect of it. So with your license, you'll get a 1-800-FAIR-OFFER vanity number that will basically redirect to your number. So if someone calls 1-800-FAIR-OFFER, it will come in and you have it either go to your call round number or you go to your cell phone number, whatever you want. Own rights to your entire county. This is huge. Now, Alex and I debated this, and we're still debating this, right? Right? Every other company, and I'm not going to name names, out there that have vanity numbers, branding, and nothing is like 1-800-FAIR-OFFER. Nothing in the marketplace even competes with 1-800-FAIR-OFFER. Companies out there, they will sell you on a monthly basis basically a zip code. Well, in Phoenix, there's probably like 200 zip codes, right?
Yeah.
Right? So imagine, and here's the problem. If I want to buy 5 zip codes for $97 a month, that's $500 a month that I'm paying for 5 zip codes. Now, what if I got Joe Blow around me that he has his 5 zip codes, and Jill has her 5 zip codes, and Paul has his 5 zip codes, and everyone has these 5 zip codes, and they got marketing all over the place, right? So my strategic marketing when it comes to TV ads, I can't just target those 5 zip codes, and I could do it with Google AdWords or whatever. The bottom line is so much overlap, it becomes ineffective. Why would you want to build someone else's zip code?
Own the whole thing. Absolutely.
Right. So when we talked to Alex about this, I said, listen, that is stupid. You can't do zip codes. They got to either own the entire county or I'm out. Right. And we said, all right. So 1-800-FAIR-OFFER.com, high converting website. You get a website tomorrow, right? Starts out of the gate. Customized email address, your name at 1-800-FAIR-OFFER.com. SEO optimized 1-800-FAIR-OFFER website for ranking #1 for their county. Fully optimized Google pay-per-click campaign for a lightning fast start. What does that mean? I spent over $1.3 million or more on Google AdWords, and I know the absolute best converting keywords, And I'm going to give you those keywords that you can use in your pay-per-click advertising campaign. We're going to help you show you set it up so you can start getting leads within the next 24 to 48 hours. Huge. So that is that. Branded marketing, you use logo rights. You get to use the logo. You get to use the business cards, high converting postcards, high converting yellow letters, bandit signs, or actually branded letters, bandit signs, door hangers, letterhead. Guess what? You have everything. You are coming. Now you are in the 1-800-FAIR-OFFER family. I market from 1-800-FAIR-OFFER. My guys have 1-800-FAIR-OFFER shirts, 1-800-FAIR-OFFER business cards, 1-800-FAIR-OFFER presentation. You get our presentations, our iPad presentation. You get our 1-800-FAIR-OFFER detailed repair sheet, 1-800-FAIR-OFFER offer calculator that we use with our sellers. We put in the repair sheet numbers, and it flips automatically. It takes that repair sheet, calculates against the 3 lowest comps, puts in some numbers, and drops an offer right there. So when they show us out, say, here's our company offer, right? And it's amazing the credibility, and people always go, okay, I think I can make that work. Oh, I can't make that number work, and then you can start negotiating from there, right? So branded marketing, 1-800-FAIR-OFFER. We have a whole full direct mail center where you can get your postcards, everything completely done, branded, 1-800-FAIR-OFFER. Members training, we're going to go through and take you on a 4-week masterclass with Alex and I. You're going to get on live with us as licensees if you're chosen to be a licensee, right? How to get explosive entry into your local market so you can start getting leads and deals ASAP. You're not only going to learn how to get your website set up, you're going to learn basically setting up your Google AdWords campaign. You're going to learn the strategic marketing on how to surround your seller from every different angle. You're going to learn how to use TV campaigns. You're going to learn how to use AdWords campaigns. You're going to learn how to use AdWords retargeting. You're going to learn how to use Facebook marketing using the pixels on the current websites we have. You're going to learn about all that to be able to create a surrounded marketing. And if you do that correctly, like I said, your response will increase by 300%. You'll walk in the door pre-framed with credibility. Also, in week 2, we're going to talk about business systems, how to strategically promote your business for the highest returns and least effort, right? Again, we're going to talk about surrounding your clientele. We're also going to get deep into the iPad presentation, the repair sheet, the offer sheet, and the 9-step seller conversion sequence that you can use in your business, how to go through that in detail. We're going to talk about how to go from where you are to $100,000 a month, 1-800-FAIR-OFFER, exclusive behind-the-scenes blueprint. We're basically going to show you, Alex and I are just going to open up our business to you. We're going to show you basically what it is, how I use 1-800-FAIR-OFFER in all of our transactions and everything that we do, and how we're able literally to offer less to a seller and get the contract when you have a stack of postcards on the table, when you have the seller saying, hey, I got 4 other investors I want to work with, and we still get the contract. Why? Because we pre-frame, we have a 9-step seller conversion sequence, and we have basically a strategic follow-up sequence that is just amazing with this seller decision timeline. So 4-week building out the brand, how to literally own your market, how to be seen everywhere by everyone, and become the go-to investor in your market. This entire 4 weeks will answer your questions. Everything will be recorded. It will be made available in a membership site where you can have access to, or your team can have access to. You want to onboard sales guys. You can have them go through the 9-step seller conversion sequence so they can go through and get better contracts. That's who I put my sales guys through. The process is basically to get you up, started using the brand, cranking it out, and now creating your identity within 1-800-FAIR-OFFER. That means you don't have to come up with some weird name or some business name or whatever, and you don't have any. It's like a lot of them don't have any recognition. If you have like Sapphire Properties, right? What the heck is Sapphire Properties? Big deal. You know what I mean? It's like there's no national. I mean, this right here has a 5-star rating on Better Business, where it has an A+ rating. You walk in with an A+ rating, you can use that now. Sapphire Properties doesn't, right? And it has clout. You can say, listen, we're a national brand. We've done thousands and thousands of houses across the entire country, right? You can say that. You have now instant credibility. You have a presentation that has all the 1-800-FAIR-OFFER data in it that's in there that you can use as yours, right? Which is huge.
It's as powerful as a franchise where you pay I don't want to even say the number that people pay for like a franchise that's very well known, but you getting all the benefits of that without that crazy price tag that
Exactly.
that you get there.
So not only do you get access to wholesaling houses full time, you also get access to my private Facebook group, which is Flip2Freedom Academy Facebook group. It's probably the second largest to Alex's wholesaling group in Facebook right now. Very robust. A lot of people. We don't have 80,000, but there's a lot of people that are, and ours is private. A lot of people are posting stuff, asking questions. We have a great response in there. We're also going to give you my $1.3 million AdWords campaign of the highest converting keywords that you can use in your business. This literally, the way you use Google is you stuff 50 million keywords in it, you spend a ton of money, and you figure out which ones convert and which ones don't. Now, once you figure out which ones convert, right? Once you figure out which ones convert, then those are the best. It's called the 80-20 rule. And then you take those 20 and you can make a fortune, right? So I'm going to give you that 20%, I'm going to get rid of the 80% garbage, give you the 20% right from the start as being a licensee of 1-800-FAIR-OFFER. So let's recap what you get. Vanity number, own rights to your county. That's huge. 1-800-FAIR-OFFER, high converting website, customized email address, optimized website to rank for number one for your county, fully optimized Google AdWords campaign, logos, business cards, design, converting postcards, high converting yellow letters, bandit signs, door hangers, letterhead, exclusive access to 1-800-FAIR-OFFER mail campaigns with negotiated pricing, 4-week coaching intensive that Alex and I is going to be doing, 5-star rated support, weekly deal or no deal evaluation. Sheesh, it's a lot of
it's a lot.
Amazing value, 1-800-FAIR-OFFER, $16,664 in value that we're giving you to become a 1-800-FAIR-OFFER licensee, and we're not done yet, which is great. Also, you have coaching calls that I've done since 2008. You can download, listen to in your car. Another great information. Podio, the ultimate CRM. This is how I manage my entire business. We have our Monday morning meetings. We put Podio up on my 80-inch plasma in my office, which I'll show you here in a second. And basically what happens is we run our entire business. All our seller leads go in there. All of our contracts go in there. All of our whiteboard goes in there of all of our properties that we have in escrow, sold to buyer, that are closed. We have our reports in there. It's everything we have in there, which is great. All of our appointments. You also get our unlimited access to our forms, contracts, and spreadsheets. All of our stuff right here you get access to, which is great. Plus, you get Alex's property avatar generator. This is your property avatar. This is your hottest properties. This is the people you want to surround. With his property avatar generator, you can literally import cash buyers in your current market, and it will tell you what the avatar is for your market. And now you can pull a list of those avatars, and that's who you surround with all your marketing. No guessing. Alex is going to show you exactly how to use it. That's huge. More success stories. Boom. We got this one, $7,000 check. Right, in my glasses. Here's a $5,000 check from Eldridge. Right. This is $20,000 check. He's 23 years old. Great story.
Wow.
So who is this not for? Right. Who is this not for? It's not for someone who's broke and can't afford marketing. If you're just struggling right now, you're on your last dime. This is, you're living month to month. You're just getting in. You're just trying whatever. This is not for you. Okay, I just want to just be flat out straight. This is someone who understands that they're literally buying a business in a box. They're investing in a business in a box, right? This might be something for you down the road if we have a county or your county available. If you're just, like I said, if you're just starting, there are other ways to get started, and I wouldn't suggest this. So I just want to be clear on who it's not for. It's not for someone who's lazy, right? This is not a get rich overnight type of thing. This is not a I'm going to get a county, sit back, and I'm going to get 50 million leads. This is something you're marketing your brand, right? Instead of marketing just from this random standpoint, you're marketing from a brand, but you have the clout of the brand behind you, right? You have the credibility of the brand behind you. We don't want people doing slimy stuff with our brand. That's why we're not letting anybody just purchase the brand. They have to go through literally and talk to either Alex or I, right, in an interview process before we accept them as a 1-800-FAIR offer licensee. Not for someone who can't commit to their success, not for someone who's negative, not for someone who's looking for a get-rich-quick scheme, which we covered, not for someone who is needy and whiny, right? People get in and they want to blame everybody why it's not succeeding for them. I don't want that person, right? I want that person out of here. Don't want them in any of my businesses, right, at all, right? If someone comes in and they want to turn around and blame everybody else for their problems, right? That's not who we are and what we do. We don't want that person, right? Who is this for? It's for someone who can afford marketing. Someone has a marketing budget and they realize that I can market. I'm going to spend money on marketing anyways. I can market from a branded standpoint and I can get a higher response, a 300. I can understand how to strategically surround my seller, right? Is for someone who's self-motivated, is for someone who can commit to their success, is for someone who is a positive person, is for someone who's looking for a real long-term lasting business that they can crush it in the next 2 years. They can go there and turn around and make a ton of money here between now and 2020 and crush it. And as the market shifts, guess what? You move into wholesaling more and you reduce your lower prices, but you're going to have an established brand and everybody else is going to fall by the wayside, but you're going to go out there and crush it. Why? Because you've been on the coaching calls. You've been educated. You understand exactly how to surround your seller. You know how to market, and you're using a brand that gives you instant credibility. As everyone else falls by the wayside, you will dominate, and you have to start right now. So is for someone who is a self-starter. That is who it is for, and we gave you who it's not for. What is the total investment? Well, we did a cost analysis on competitors on what they charge, right? I pointed out this name of who it is. This is a 6-month subscription of the entire county of 140 zip codes. It's $41,000 for a 6-month subscription. So for 1 year, it's $82,320 for the exact same thing that we're offering, but we have 1-800 for offer, which nobody has, and it is way better. If I actually showed you who this was, you'd know exactly who it was, and you go, I cannot believe they're charging $82,000 a year for a county, right? Here's another one. Right, competitor, right? Here's for the zones in Dallas, right? Look at that. $299, $204 a month, $3,362, right? That's $34,356 a year plus a $499 setup fee. So what's the total investment? This is what all of our competitors, this is why Alex wanted to do by the zip code, didn't you, Alex? You wanted to do it in zones. Right?
Money's better, right? But that doesn't help anybody.
Right. Right. Well, that's what we're back and forth. But listen, from a business standpoint, it'd be way smarter for us to sell zones, for us to sell, sell zip codes. I mean, look at it. Look at that. 82,000, and people are paying it by the droves. Why? Because they want credibility. They want to come from a marketing standpoint. They understand what a vanity number is. They understand the importance of getting more deals. They're going to spend money on marketing anyways. Why not do it from a strategic standpoint, right?
We're not.
Here's another one. Yeah, we look at all the competition. $14,744. Look at that, says monthly. $14,744 monthly. Right here, look at that, monthly. So what's that? $14,744 monthly. I just want to look. I'm excited. 14,744. Boom. That's $176,000 a year. Oh, I have it right here. $176,000.
Oh, my goodness.
It's one of our biggest competitors right here. Here's one right here. Franchise. If I gave you the name, you would know. 50. Now we're not a franchise. We're a licensee. Look at that. Franchise fee. $50,000 as a franchise. Right. And you don't get the whole market. You have to share it with other associate franchise members. Isn't that crazy? So what will you have to invest? Well, it's $82,000 a year.
Yay!
Hey, Alex, we just raised our price to match everybody else in the market. Think about it. If we have a burger joint and you got one guy selling burgers for $5, another guy selling burgers for $5, another guy selling burgers for $5, why wouldn't you sell it for like $5? Or why don't you sell it for like $4.50? Right?
Yeah.
We wouldn't sell it for 99 cents or 30 cents, would we? Right? So maybe we should charge $82,000 a year. Well, we're not going to charge $82,000 a year, even though people are doing it right now successfully in our current market. They're charging that because they understand the value, right? What about $50,000 a year, just like that? 50,000? Should we do 50? No. Okay. What about 34,000 a year? 34,000. That's that one. 34,000 a year, right? No, let's not do 34,000.
No.
15,000. We could do 15,000. We'd be lower. 10. So should we put our burger down to at least $1? Do a fifth of whatever else. 10,000 is the fifth of what everybody else is doing. Should we do that? What about $7,000 a year? Right. So it would be a third. Not a third. Fifth. Right. We're not going to do that. Why? Because I know when I first got started, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So what we want to do too is I get on live coaching calls every 2 weeks myself, and I go through all this stuff. And I love doing it. It's one of my favorite things to do. I've been doing it for years now. I love getting on coaching calls, talking to people, answering questions, going through stuff. It's great. So what is the total investment? 1-800-FAIR-OFFER. We're going out $9,700, but currently right now on the webinar, it's $4,850 per county. Per county. So per county. So you own the entire county, but you cannot come in and go, I'm going to buy a county right now. Can't do it. I'm going to tell you why. I'll show you here in a sec. We have an annual $19.97 annual maintenance fee on there, and the annual maintenance fee is
web and phone.
For everything. It's like so expensive on the web and phone. It's ridiculous. I mean, we get $40,000 bills on that stuff, right? So anyway, so that is 48. So
that's no joke.
How do you secure your county? So this is almost like a land rush. When your county is taken, it's gone. It's gone for good. If your county's already taken, then it's gone, right? It's gone. You can't get it. Someone else already has it. We don't sell the county to two people. And when it's gone, it's gone. So this is not open to everyone. We're not looking for everybody. We're not looking for a whole slew of people. We're looking for the right people, right? Licensees will go through a selection process to be considered a fully refundable $850 deposit. A fully refundable $850 deposit will be taken, right? And then Alex and I, over the next 72 hours, will get on the phone with you, and we're going to have a discussion to see if you are if you're right for it, right? And if not, it's fully refundable. It will go directly, it gets refunded that day. If we are compatible, then it's a $4,000 balance is due within 72 hours after selection. Counties are first come, first serve, right? So if your county is currently available and you want it, right, it's first come, first serve. If you have two people that want one county, it's first come, first serve. If someone comes in, they put an $850 deposit, and we happen to talk to them before we talk to you, and they want that county, unfortunately, then it's first come, first serve. Price will double to $9,700 after this promo is complete, right? After this promo is complete, whatever counties we don't sell, they will be made available through, we'll have an online webinars online, and we will target specific counties through Facebook and make the rest of the counties available for $9,700. $4,000 balance is due in 72 hours. So what does that mean? It means fully refundable $850 deposit. Once we get that deposit, like I said, we'll have a discussion. Once we have that discussion through that selection process, we are looking for action takers. We're looking for people that, like I said, have the ability to do some marketing, can help us build the brand. And like I said, we're not looking for everybody. So you can go to and secure your selection process deposit, go to get1800fairoffer.com. Go to get1800fairoffer.com. If you go to get1800fairoffer.com right now, you can see everything you get of becoming a licensee. Put your deposit in. Now, and I'm going to show you something real quick, because on the order page, we have to know where your county is. So I want to make sure we know that. Special fast action bonus for the first 10 people, right? For the first 10 people and 10 people only, right? A VIP invitation to an exclusive mogul in the making, right? It's a mastermind that basically Alex and I are doing in my office. You'll fly into Phoenix, right? We're going to be at the Renaissance Hotel. We're going to go there for a day, and then we're going to come a day to my office, right? You're going to get to meet my team, my acquisition manager, lead manager, my disposition guy, my acquisition guys. We've got 3 acquisition guys. You're going to get to meet the entire team. You're going to see how our whole office works. We're going to spend a day of masterminding at the Renaissance. We got a dinner planned with everybody's going to come to dinner. So it's for the first 10 people, right? They get started, get signed up, and you are selected and accepted, and you get your county. Then you're able to come, and we're going to talk how we utilize and literally show you how we utilize 1-800-FAIR-OFFER in our business, which is great. So that's going to be exciting. Come to the office. Whoops. So here's my office right here. Here's actually one portion. I mean, it's a big office, but in here, here's a group of people we're going through and detail stuff step by step. It's a 2-day tactical event. Alex and I will be doing it, and you get to come to my office. Cool. So let's recap everything you get. 1-800 vanity number, own rights, 1-800-FAIR-OFFER, high converting website, custom email address, SEO optimized website, logos, rights to the business, high converting bandit signs, door hangers, letter hangers, exclusive access to 1-800-FAIR-OFFER mail center, 4-week coaching call intensive with Alex and I, 5-star rated support, deal or no deal evaluation, right? Plus, you get coaching call archives, Podio, the ultimate CRM. You get all of my spreadsheets, forms, and contracts, Alex's property avatar generator, bi-weekly coaching calls with me, and VIP invitation to Mogul in the Making, $12,000 value, and that is basically a $35,649 value. We want to over-deliver on this and know it is the best thing going out there. Go to get1800fairoffer.com, get1800fairoffer.com. You can secure your seat right now, and then through the selection process is fully refundable. We will get on the phone in the next 72 hours, talk to you, and then we'll talk to you, and then we'll decide, and then the $4,000 will be basically due within 72 hours after that. So then your county will be fully secure. You'll be added to, if you're one of the first 10, you'll be added to our list of being a 1-800-FAIR-OFFER member and coming to my office if you so choose, and you'll be part of the 4-week masterclass. So go to get1800fairoffer.com, get1800offer.com. Remember, it's not for everyone. License will go through a selection process to be considered a fully refundable $850 deposit. Counties are first come, first serve. Price will double at 9,700 after this promo, and we run ads on Facebook to fill the other counties. 4,000 due in the 72 hours after selection. Go to get1800fairoffer.com, get1800fairoffer.com. You can go secure your county now. Now, who would you rather be, right? Would you rather be this guy, right? $1.4 million in revenue, have higher conversion, better response, or be the guy that's, which 466,000 is not bad, but why not optimize your campaigns with 1-800-FAIR-OFFER? Get 1-800-FAIR-OFFER.com, and you can check it out. So let me go to
Q&A.
Yeah, here's basically the website. We got some success stories and testimonials on here. 1-800-FAIR-OFFER. So if
These
you know
are everybody's testimonials. Who's a member, who's a licensee. This is your site. Yeah, their site that they get to have, that they get to market to.
So the cool thing is Francisco, I know him personally. He's in our Billionaire Boardroom Mastermind group, and he's incredible. He owns counties in Jersey, and he does a phenomenal job at using 1-800-FAIR-OFFER to get all his business. But because of 1-800-FAIR-OFFER, I met him initially. He was doing about $100,000, $150,000 a year in revenue. I just saw him in Park City, Utah, not more than 2 weeks ago. He's crushing with 1-800-FAIR-OFFER now, and he's doing over $1.4 million in revenue, and he markets everything from 1-800-FAIR-OFFER, which is huge. So he's absolutely killing it right now. If you go to get 1-800-FAIR-OFFER, you can go here and get it here, right?
The cool thing about that site is it's also locked in with Google, so it identifies the property on Google and stuff like that. So
yeah, so you can put you'll see it pulls up all the information right here, powered by Google, pull all the information, which is great.
That's huge
so
for credibility.
It is. So if you go here to get 1-800-FAIR-OFFER right here, you'll land on this page right here. You can go here and you can secure your thing right here. You can secure 850 right here. Press continue. Right here, you put your information in, and you'll be good to go. You can just hear some more information, more testimonials. We have here from people crushing it. Right here is me and Alex, and we will do our 4-week masterclass with you. Also, too, we didn't even talk about is we have strategic marketing plans already. We have a $500 marketing plan, $1,000 marketing plan that comes part of the bonuses, part of the project. But yeah, so go to get 1-800-FAIR-OFFER, get 1-800-FAIR-OFFER. Let's see if there's any questions. So if people have a lot of questions about the counties. Okay, so if I go to get 1-800-FAIR-OFFER, all the counties are right here, right? And you can check. All you got to do is click on the button below. If it's red, then it's not available. If it's not red, then it's available, right? So, and you want to go secure your county. So what you do is if you click on this button right here, you can secure here, and you'll come to this order page. And on this order page right here, you just click continue, right? Click continue, and just put in the company section right here, put the county that you want, right? The county that you want right there. So, but over here you can check your county. Yeah, and here's everything that you get on the page, all the intensive, all the information, all the bonuses. Here's some other member results on here, which is cool. Oh, so the question is, Alex, Dee's asking, can you virtual wholesale in other markets with us?
Absolutely.
So how would they do that? So if they live in Colorado, but they want to do business in Indiana per se, they could buy the county in Indiana.
They can
set up the market,
and they would just basically start marketing. The website is a very powerful way to do it. Just set up some AdWords with the website, get it going, and get some boots on the ground. And you can mail from and go after Indiana properties, whatever you want. It's really cool because it's not something that you have to establish. You don't have to go out and get a website. You don't have to go out and get a phone number. You don't have to go out and get a logo and design and all that kind of stuff. I mean, even to get a vanity number, most people have 877 numbers or 1-866-321 sold or whatever it is. To get 1-800-FAIR-OFFER as a vanity number itself is 6 figures. I mean, it's crazy. And then the domain itself, there's just a lot of stuff that goes into it, but all you have to do is select the county that you want and then just start marketing from that standpoint.
Right. Okay. So Vandana is saying all the counties are grayed out. So if they're gray, they're available. Like see red right here. This one's red, Maricopa County. That is taken. So then if they're red and you want Dallas County, right? Where's Dallas?
Go to Texas.
Oh yeah, Texas. So Texas. So Dallas County. Is there a Dallas County? What is Dallas
Yes.
County? Oh, Dallas County. So Dallas County is available, which is amazing. Dallas County Vandana is available. So I would go in to secure that county, go in and before someone else does, go in and click this button right here, make your $850 deposit, and we'll get on the phone with you. Make sure we're a right fit for each other. So Joey's asking, can realtors use this?
Absolutely. Realtors are in a great position to use this because you can go from so many different directions. I mean, people want a fair offer. They want a fair offer on a listing. They want a fair offer on a cash offer. Whatever it is. If you're a realtor, you can really maximize, because if somebody is not at that point where they have a fast timeline and they need to sell like now, then you can help them from a listing standpoint. Absolutely.
So someone's asked, can you switch counties if available?
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody already signed up and they want to switch their county.
I don't know. I don't know if someone. I don't know why you would switch counties, but I'm not switching counties. So what is the approximate cost per month to market and run fairoffer.com? There is no required. It just depends on what your budget is. I mean, we're going to talk about in the 4-week class a $500 budget, a $1,000 a month budget, a $2,500 a month budget, $5,000 a month budget. So we can give you different budgets, all the different channels to use under the 1-800-FAIR-OFFER brand, and where to actually spend for the highest ROI. That helps. So what's the property avatar generator and how does it work?
So the property avatar generator, right? We know that when we go to market and we are trying to cut out waste and cut out people that we really don't want to get houses under contract with. So what we do is we go back and we build a property avatar, right? So there's a step-by-step process in which, you pull a list of cash buyers, and then you try to find who's the top cash buyers in the area, and then you try to take the top cash buyers and see what it is they're buying. What type of property is it? Is it a townhouse? Is it a single family? What's the square footage of the property? Is it 1,500? Is it 2,000 square feet? Is it 1,200 square feet? What's the value? Is it a $100,000 property or a $500,000 property? So you have to know these things, because when you go in, you're going to then turn around and craft a marketing campaign that meets the demands of the market. So what you can do is just download a list of cash buyers and try to manually pick these things out. The property avatar generator allows you to upload it into a very simple format, and you upload it and it spits out what's the top cash buyers in the area, what's this average square footage of the properties that they're buying, what's the actual type that they're buying, what's the year built, value, things like that. So it basically builds the avatar for you once you upload it into the system.
Cool. All right. So Dee's asking, what's the countdown? Countdown is when this promo, when the price goes up to $9,700 per county. So what counties are available in Virginia?
Uh-oh.
You go down right here in Virginia. All the ones that are gray are available. All the ones that are red are not available. So Sharita. Where do I find cash buyers? Cash buyers are found in ListSource.
Yep.
ListSource. So William's asking how much for multiple counties.
That
Just have a
go ahead and select the county you want.
Yep.
And then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, you got to do a call anyways. All right. Make sure you guys go to 1-800, get 1-800-FAIR-OFFER, get 1-800-FAIR-OFFER. Yep, 1-800-FAIROFFER.com. It was fun. Appreciate you guys being here, and everyone that was basically signed up for counties left and right here. A bunch of people signed up for counties. We'll make sure that we contact you in the next 24, probably within the next 24 hours, right, Alex?
Yep. Tomorrow's a busy day.
Busy day. So we'll make sure we get to you on that. And thank you guys so much for being here. And we're good to go. Anything else, Alex?
No, I'm looking forward to talking to new people who get the vision and are looking to join us on our 1-800-FAIR-OFFER journey and use it to further their business and do it in an energetic, ethical way.
Awesome. Good. All right. Well, thank you guys. Take care. God bless.
See you guys. Have a good night.